And we are live. We are back. We are back and alive and breathing and everything else in between. We have 19 drivers currently, with one more on its way. If you're joining mid qualifying, I will be having a look to see when everything is going to go on, etc., etc. But we are back. Virtual Formula League is at the Hongaro GP this weekend. Mandatory 2 stops again, and hopefully by what Chrissy Boy was saying, everyone should be running 0-0 wings. I think that was also mandatory. So anyone I find not having mandatory 0-0 wings, I will be putting them straight in the mud. It's pretty self-explanatory. I would really do like irritating people, but Capo's on his lap, and Dasher sets a 14s. Yeah, there's no chance of 0-0 wings with that. Martin's 14-3. Yeah, no chance of 0-0 wings with that one. Frosty's 14-8. Probably not. Oh, there we go. Spartan's 15-0. I was expecting 15-0s if we were running 0-0 wings, to be honest. Possibly even less. But Fire's 14s. Jesus Christ, Joe Royal 14-1. We're still on board with Capo. We have not stayed on the front, boys, but Chrissy's 14-6. Capo's 15-1. Miguel's 14-1. These times are coming between the 14-1s and the 14-0s and the 15-0s and the 15-1s. Everything else in between is just not in a battle. But there was a good banker lap from that Capo in the Mercedes. But we turn our attentions to the other side of the garages and everything else in the Tifosi side of things. We turn to the Ferraris. Lucas is on a lap. Very hop, skip and a jump from the Ferrari of Lucas in Kerr, but he is driving his Ferrari socks off at the moment, and Cheers wants an invite, and he is ruining, and when I mean ruining, I mean ruining the Lucas Sector 3 bits, but he's not anymore because I've invited him, and that is a slam dunk everything. So, we go to the line, and it will be a 14-0. Why did he not settle up? Oh, he did! A 14-5! What the fuck is Lucas doing? I have got no idea what he was doing there. See, his teammate Jupe can do it. Lucas is washed. Anyway, where's my 59p bet? Oh, he surds! Only just. And when I mean by 59p bets, guys, don't worry, it's not an actual bet. It's just a bit of fun, I like to say, within the Discord and everything else. But yes. What was that? No, it's not millisecond, it's 1,000. Yeah, 1,000th of a second. But Cheers is now in. Mass in McLaren is on a lap. Coming through Sector 2. The rear still complaining when turning that in. But we'll see in this fast on the curbs, trying to turn the car in even more. It's my worst track by a country mile. Yeah, but you're 8th. It's fine. Oh, I know. I've just seen Fire in the Discord just put bruh. But mass to the lines a 15.5. And that side of the Discord has gone off already. So what we'll do is we'll stick the Discord on my phone. We'll turn that off. It just annoys me when you have like 3 screens on, and then all of a sudden you've got different screens going off for no apparent reason. But it is one of them comfortable what's the word for it? As Cheers now starts his first of the flying laps into turn 1. You want to be ever so slightly missed the braking there. A bit of a lock up on the front tyres. Just ever so slightly. 50-metre board. Wants to try and hug this to run as wide as you really get away with. Hug the inside line. Run wide again. Climbing to the top of the hill, then you want to be looking for the curb down to 6th gear, run as wide as you dare, really take as much speed as into the apex as you can. Don't touch the inside curb because that will unsettle the car massively. To the 50-metre board again, hug the inside line, stay off the second curb, all over the second, on the outside curb, on the next curb, ever so slightly missed this curb, a little bit wide, but all over the next one. He does that very well as that's just yeah, right. We'll move on. Just a little lift, I would say, probably in 6th gear, then a quick shift up to 7th gear, and then straight down towards the next braking zone. But he looks like he is on a decent lap. A little bit wide on the final corner as well, but to the line, 14.8. His teammates, 13.6. I think if anything's going to really happen in this race, I think Chrissy Boy needs to get his finger out of his fucking arse. With a 14.6, should really not be down there at all, because obviously Chrissy Boy openly said he was going to win this race, absolutely dominate it and everything else, and now here he comes. Oh, well, it's his worst track. Oh, just read that. But yeah, it's all looking loosey-goosey up at the front then. Martin sets a 13.9. I just don't know how Dash has done a 13.6. Miguel's done a 13.8. Is this a better lap for Cheers? I'm not gonna lie, I've not been really paying attention to this lap, but he's pushing on. No, he's boxing. For some strange reason, I thought he was doing a double. Gaiman's on a lap. As you see, that was quite near enough track limits. But he navigates that quite well indeed. We come off board to a Ferrari, then the McLaren comes through. Skipping a jump over the curbs. And the car doesn't look as settled through the middle sector. Possibly a bit wide for that, and the flashy lights come up and he's backed off. If Lucas wins, then I would have won if I raced. All I'm saying. But Lucas has just done a 14.3. He's like 8/10 off pole. I've not seen him be 8/10 off pole. All I'm saying, Tom. And I mean, that is literally all I am saying. Tell me the last time you saw Lucas 8/10 off pole. And shush, I was a second faster than him in the qualifying the other day. He ended up getting a solid P3 in quali. He will just gain 7/10 from somewhere now. Watch. I'll tell you what. I won't be surprised if he gains a second from out of nowhere. I really won't. I really won't mind that one little bit. To say the least, and I mean, just need Miguel to win to keep constructors close. But you got Capo racing as well. We fucked up last week with double DNF. I wasn't here last week. I was at work, unfortunately. But yeah, I did say why you DNF'd. I'm not gonna lie. Glad you missed it. It was embarrassing. Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie. When you said, oh yeah, you got it from off Joe Royal's obviously bit, and you said obviously if well, you watched that and you wonder why I DNF'd and everything else, I was like, no, but I just skipped to the end. I just wanted to see you won. And then I'm not gonna lie, I did watch it back from there on in. Same. I'll take top 10. Chrissy, fucking 7th. I did my first stint with plus 10 front end. It was so slow in the straight. Yeah, unfortunately you need to kind of really balance it out between your 7th, a warrior lap. If that's a warrior lap, then I'm sorry. Chrissy 7th warrior lap, then fucking Frank with a 15.8's a warrior lap. I'm gonna try quali whilst taking it to the girl from work. You go, my boy. I'll accept your 7th place now. You get in there, lads. But another person giving it shit. Was Aviar until that little moment. Just go faster and you'll win. She wants me to go dress shopping with her. Chrissy, you're one of them types, are you? You're gonna put on a dress for all the girls to see and everything else. You're gonna put makeup on. You're gonna get yourself a wig. You know what? I wanna see a picture of it. Chrissy boy, dressing up as a girl. I'm buy a dress for you, Jack, babe. Oh, don't forget about the pink, the bright pink one then. Don't tempt me with a good time, Chrissy. Only the best for my boo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You ain't put a ring on it though, have you? So you ain't got the fucking best yet. But a minute 45 left on the clock. Dasher is about to start his final flying laps here. Miguel's on his lap and the Williams gets out the way for Dasher towards turn 1. That was a very nice tidy apex from Dasher on the way into turn number 1. Turn 3, as technically turn 2 is just the straight kink bit, but he navigates that quite well. Look at how much road he's using. He's pushing 100%. And he's on provisional pole and he's going to take this to new levels as that's Was that a bit of a slide not needed for Dasher? Will he be up? Will he be down? I've got no idea as he comes into the left, over the right, on the curbs, all over the exit curbs, through the squiggly part in the middle sector then. I like to call it the squiggly part because it is an absolute squiggle and a half with the tyres because they complain like hell. But they're complaining in sector 1 from the Aston Martin. So he's got probably one more braking zone to navigate. And to be honest, it would be this one because he can get away with running a little bit wide in the final corner. And he navigates that up until the line. Will it be a 13.5? It will be a 13.5. It's a 13.5.64. Miguel's on a lap. Martin's on a lap. Joe Royle's on a lap. Jupe's on a lap. Fire's on a lap. Fire's really pushing in sector 1. Chrissy Boy's on a lap. Lucas is on the final bits of his lap. Aviar's just about to start his lap. And we have got everything to play for in qualifying. Will it be the 1 second I said from Lucas? It probably will, to the line. And it's only a 14.0. What on earth? He's only gained 3 tenths, and that'll be an invalidation from Dupe. Decides to go off the track, so Dupe won't be going any quicker. Fire is in the final sector. Chrissy's in the final sector. Aviar's in the first sector. Spartans goes to 8th. Cheers is not going to go any quicker. Capo's not going any quicker, but Gaming can go quicker. Frosty does go quicker to 12th. With a 14.5. Fire goes to a 13.7. I have no idea how. Miguel goes to a 13.6. And when I mean I don't know how Fire goes to a 13.7, he said he couldn't get a 13.7 when he was in the actual Discord. And he's now got the 13.7 he was asking. Martins goes to 4th. Joe Royal goes to 5th with a 13.9. And just would like to take a motion, just to appreciate that Williams. Obviously, it's not Red Bull gives you wings; it's Arguable Wish gives you wings. Considering I nearly spent, I'll take a 14.1. Were you not in 13s last time, Chrissy? But I will just say something. 13.5 with the massive snap of oversteer he had at the top of the hill as well is unbelievable. Must have been a 13.4 left in that lap. Probably 13.5 was last time too, by the way. Dupe. No, but Dasher had a. He came up to the top of the hill and he turns in and the rear just was not having it one bit and he still got a 13.5. Dasher beats Lucas's lap record by 0.10. Fucking hell. Do you want to know something? Lucas is washed, like I said. But then I'm not going to lie. I can't really complain because the lap times... And I'm not going to lie, the lap times that are in here will be nothing to where I'll be getting. Because I'll be down somewhere by Capo. I would imagine, a 14.5. Yeah, I would probably be a 14.7 where wishes. And Capo, 14.5, 14.7. Somewhere around there I'll be. I wouldn't go any further than that. But predictions for the race, obviously I've got to back Fire up once again. I've got the 59p on him again. He said he was going to win tonight. And everything else. So we will see about that one. So Fire will win. Lucas says, let's go bowling. So I can only imagine a Valtteri Bottas into turn 1 from him. And then... as Aviar's literally just posted the Bottas bit in the Discords. Who would be second? Miguel would be second. And you know what? A rare W from me. And an absolute rare W. And I mean an absolute rare W. And I'm not going to lie. I've got this really weird feeling. And this really weird feeling. Chrissy Boy is going to finish third. I don't know why. I've got this weird feeling he's been sandbagging this whole time. But we will go to the 5 red lights here at the Hungaro GP, and it's lights out and away we go. Dasher gets away well. Miguel a bit squibbly, but Fire has had a lightning start from the front row. He's pressurising Miguel already into turn 1. He's alongside and ahead. He's going to go around the outside of the Aston Martin if he can keep that. No, but the Mercedes comes back at Fire, takes back the P2 he lost at the start of the race. But here we go into turn 3 now. Fire's got the inside. Miguel's got the inside line. Can he hold it in for the next part of the track? Cheers has had a terrible start. I don't know what happened. There was a bloody a Stroll moment happening. Fire's ahead. But there is a long way in this race. 35 laps. Everyone's on the mediums, I believe. As I can... Hold on. Wrong bit. Let's get everything up because I forgot to do it up in qualifying. Oh, Royal is on softs and Frank is on softs. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's Gaiman. Gaiman spun. But it is a very neat getaway from Dasher, and he has dashed off down the road by at least a second. So there'll be no DRS for Fire. Oh, will there? Because that was 9/10 there. He must have had a little bit of a terrible corner. As Dasher sets a 20.4. As they all power down the main straight single-fidedly without anyone to do an overtake. And there's been an overtake at the back. I'm trying to get onto it. Here we go. Frosty and Arguable. West Arguable sends it down the inside. And that is a move for the Williams driver and up into 10th place. And he is arguably on a charge. He started in 15th and he's in 10th, up 5 positions, I believe, from lap 1. He has got a challenge on his hands today. But Dupe in 8th, Chrissy Boy in 7th. He's had a decent start. Everyone seems to be struggling from the curbs and staying off the curbs. We noticed it in qualifying. We've noticed it in the race as well. But Fire is going to mount the challenge to Dasher because he is not letting one little bit of Dasher go, because that lap time of Dasher was a 20.6, I believe, and he has took it to charted territories on this lap because Fire has gained half a second on Dasher. It's a 16.9 from Miguel as well. It's a yellow flag. I think Gaiman spun again. Fire will no. I have no idea what is. Gateman's got a 3-second time penalty, as Rumble is also in the pits. But the one man I did not see what happened to. I've got no idea what happened to Jupe, and I have no idea what's happening to Lucas currently. He's fallen away. He cannot seem to get the grasp of probably the trickiest curbs on this track. He's just sliding all over him. He's making his own little pack. We've got the top 4 going away. When have we seen Lucas on the back foot? And I'll tell you what, this little pack here, we've got 1 Ferrari, 1 Red Bull, 2 Red Bulls, 1 Ferrari, 1 RB. So we have the Dutch versus the Brits, basically, in this. As Joe Royal is going to go look for a move into turn 1. He's got that. Chrissy Boy is going to hold back off that. So that's 1 Red Bull dispatched from the Ferrari. There's a yellow. Gaiman's retired. Will that bring out a safety car? Hopefully not. Ferrari is a really struggling freshie. Really, really fresh. Chris ahead of Dupe with what am I? Yes. Dupe is ahead of... No, Chrissy has gone off the track. Chrissy is ahead of Dupe. And do you know when you want me to export your streams to YouTube? You can do it whenever you want, mate. Oh, God. What did you bet on the PSG game? I think about... Oh, is that the Villa PSG game? That one. Villa to win. Hopefully. Where do we... You're taking the piss. You're not better not be 2-0 down. Are you taking the mick? Right, Blaze, if you're on some sort of wind-up, I'm gonna come to your house, and I'm gonna literally come down and 2-foot you. I'm gonna come into your room, I'm gonna barge into your room. You're gonna be sat on your bed. I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna 2-foot you. I put £1, one whole pound, on the Villa game, and I was gonna get about £4.10 back. I believe the bet was. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fucking cry if it's happening. Anyway, something's happening. Joe Raw's in the pits. Something big is happening. 2 stops, I forgot. It's a 2-stop strategy weekend. I have completely forgot. So, if we take this up into consideration, you want to do 10 laps on mediums, 10 laps on mediums, and 15 laps on hards. Is the way I'm thinking about this. As Lucas sends himself off the track, comes back on, gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Christy Boy's got himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. No one can get the grasp of these track limits or the curbs tonight. Minus these top 4. Martins, Miguel, Fire, Dasher. Or in their own train. Mass gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now we see the Aston Martin squirting to get the power down. And I tell you what, who's going to be jumping at the bits now is going to be the RB driver of Fire. Fire's going to look for a move into turn 1. Here comes Miguel as well, but here comes Martins. But Martins is too far back. They're going to go side by side. I was about to say side by side, but there's not going to be side by side because Fire's got the move. Already into turn number 1. He's done that. And into turn 3, they're back to single filed line. Dupe's gone to wherever he wants to be. And once again, Frosty. This is going to be an interesting battle because Frosty has got the 2 Williams to navigate. Now, in all the years of racing, and I mean all the years of racing, Sauber versus Williams has always been quite a little rivalry, in my opinion, as Capo looks on Arguable Wish. Frank is washed? No, he's not washed. Chrissy's washed, he's in 16th. Fucking hell, Lucas is in 15th, but I've not realised this. Hold on, what happened? They were up here a minute ago. They pitted. This commentator's having a brain fart tonight. Oh, and that's a late dive into the pit lane from Dupe. And I don't know why everyone's deciding to pit so early. Must be the mediums going off. It's gotta be. Surely. The undercut, possibly? A track that's hard to pass round. Fire leads. As Wish has got his teammate, and down the inside Cheers goes. And Capo's followed Cheers as well. They're going to be side by side as they come out. There's a just... Whoa, 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 whoa. What has happened there, Capo? I think he, side by side with the Williams, and the Williams has love tapped him somewhere or other. And it's a double DNF for McLaren. Looking decent. Oh, mate. Hold on then. I've got to try and commentate on this as well. That's unlucky from Mass. Mind you, he retired in the pit lane. But, Miguel has got Dasher, but Dasher's in the pits. So, has Joe Royal, Lucas, Chrissy, Dupe, Spartans, L. Frank, and whoever else has pitted for fresh tyres, is Dasher about to go ahead, or are they going to be behind? This is the gap we're looking at. We're going to look back on with Joe Royal. Watch the inside. There's Dasher. Dasher's gone past one, not two, but he's behind the Ferrari at the end of the straight. Now that has caused one massive kerfuffle, because they were about 3 seconds down the road by the time Lucas, Joe Royal, Chrissy and Dupe pit. And now he's come out behind not one Ferrari, but a Red Bull as well. Freshie, it is... Miguel's got himself a 3 second time penalty. It is a mandatory two-stop. Mandatory. So what this means is you have to two-stop no matter what, or you get disqualified. Now, in all my years of racing, got me a setup for Abby. Right, Blaze, why have you not told me this earlier on, mate? Why have you not told me this early on? I could have gone, yeah, I've got you a setup. I'm streaming, I'm commentating, now you're asking me for a fucking setup. Villa scored, come on! Shit rules this time. No, the thing is, why is Miguel pitting? Oh, he's not pit yet. Right. I am so not with it with the pit stops today. Tube sets at 16.8 for the fastest lap. An arguable wish from lap 1 started 15th. I have to reiterate that. 15th. Right? He is now sitting in 6th place. They're 5-2 down. Oh. I believe in Villa. But it's going to be a long 25 laps if this is the case here. And I mean, well, I'm going to be racing soon. Yeah, right, I don't know what to do with a setup, players, because I don't know how to get you on by the time, obviously, this is finished, mate. Arguvoish goes off the track. He's going to let drivers through. He's going to come back on track. In the path of Chrissy! Now, was that a dangerous rejoin? I have no idea. Chrissy boy will be thumping at the bits to get past this Williams. As one Williams is defending. Joe Royal goes past Lucas and gets him. No, because Dash has gone down the inside of Lucas. Lucas is falling. This is like seeing Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen's fading. But then this time it's Lucas is fading. And now Lucas is going to see all the tractors and everything else on the track, and he's going, no, no. But I don't think his tyre will pop. 51 wings, 1 to 50. No, I asked for a mandatory 0-0. And I tell you what, this has not helped Fire out one bit. Because Fire's come out behind Arguable Wish, because he's caught him in the middle sector. Now, is Wish's tyres going off? Martin's in, Aviar's in. So Cheers will dive off in the pits. Now, if that was me, I'd have slowed right down to help my teammate out in the final sector. But it's give Joe Royal DRS, and it's going to be an absolute drag race down towards turn 1. It's going to be Dasher between Joe Royal. It's an Aston Martin versus Red Bull. The Aston Martin pulls down the inside. He's going to be late on the brakes. Has he got the move? He's going to be looking for a switchback from Joe Royal. No! Dasher's in front of Joe Royal. That is a lovely move from the Aston Martin. There's a double DRS detection zone. And Dasher stays ahead by the turn they get to turn 3. And Lucas is on the back of Joe Royal. But he's got a 3-second time penalty. So does Chrissy. So does Miguel. But Jupe is chomping at the bits as well, because the Ferrari could actually win this race by sitting behind these guys if Joe Royal and Dasher make a mistake as well. But it is looking all single file in the middle sector from the front. Fire is looking to be jumping on the bits to get on the back of Jupe for the DRS, as Martins is behind as well on the hards, as Martins just come out the pits as well. Good night, pads. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And we love you, pads. And you can have a bedtime story if you want. And Fire has got back crucially in that 1 second DRS zone. So we'll see down the main straight then, as Dasher is dashing off into the distance once again. He did it in qualifying. Can he do it in the race, as Dasher sets a 16.6? Jesus Christ. These lap times. Even Lucas can't handle these lap times. I don't know where this guy has come from. But hands over fist, qualifying. He's out qualifying Lucas and Jupe. I understand they've took off racing line and everything else. Beat you to it. No, cheers, sis. Like I said, we're used to seeing Lucas completely dominating races. See him get down the road with his teammate, and now all of a sudden you've got that. Well, yes, obviously the racing line obviously will affect everything else as well, as Lucas goes sideways. But once you see the norm happening, and then you see this, oh, and Chrissy's bottling this, and he's got himself a 6-second time penalty now, and Christian Horner will be getting rid of him by the next weekend, because I tell you what, there'll be fire in that seat by next weekend, I guarantee it, as that's what the Red Bull Academy is like. And there goes Chrissy Boy up into P3, as Miguel goes with him, as a bit of contact between the Mercedes and the Red Bull, but Fire is having a look on Lucas. He darts to the inside. That was a late move, and that is the overtake done, as Frosty Martin stays behind in 7th as well. But climbing up the hill then, it's single file. Chrissy's got it all to do in this middle sector. But, and I mean but, if Chrissy can get on the back of Joe Royal and stay with him, crucially, it could be a 2v1 with Dasher, as they've got both Red Bulls up there, both Ferraris are there, but the sideways coming out the corner, squirting on the power, and the Red Bull car cannot live with the performance that Chrissy wants to get out of the corners. But Martin's going to go down the inside of Jupe, doesn't get it done, but looks for a move on Fire. Not Fire, Lucas. Jesus. Fire's looking for a move on Miguel. I've got them all on wide up properly. But Miguel's looking for a move on Chrissy Boy down the main straight. Chrissy Boy comes out to defend. But here comes Fire. Then Fire. Oh my days, that was close. Fire takes averting action. Now, was that fair from Chrissy Boy? Fire says no. I think there'll be eyebrows raised. This seems to be the Perez and Liam Lawson middle finger style. This looks like now, as Chrissy goes off the fucking track again. Oh my days! What is wrong with Chrissy tonight? He can't keep it on the track. Oh, he does back out of it. He does give Fire the position. What's he done with his setup now? What has Red Bull done? As Miguel's gone off the track. I wasn't watching that. Miguel's gone off the track. Oh my days. That has left Dasher and Joe Royal with a 2-second gap, as Martin sets it down the inside, and Chrissy's not having none of it. A bit of wheel bashing. Goes through into P4. It's these hards. Is it the hard tyres, maybe? Is it the mediums giving the performance and the hards just not working one bit? The sun is shining here, so surely it can't be the temperature in the tyres, as Wish is up into 14th. But we're going to have to look back. Here we go. Frosty's having a good old scrap with Lenz here. Lenz is defending with all of his Haas car literally pushing him out. But here comes Frosty Life then. On the Haas. The Haas defends as much as humanly possible. Frosty down the inside, but Haas sends it round the outside. Has he kept it with the track limits they have? It's given each of them enough respect and enough room. Heading towards turn number 3 now. Frosty has the outside line, but Lenz has the inside line. Can he power around the outside? They're going to be will to will, and the Sauber's through. And they're going to climb up the hill. Frosty's going to be getting... I can't speak. All of his battery back. That was what I was thinking of, with the red flashy light through this middle sector. But he wants to get on the back of Cheers as Aviar has happened to spin. But Arguable Wish. Now, pick your moment. Pick your moment and you go for it. Frosty Life picks up a 3-second time penalty. If I was Arguable Wish, if these guys scrap into turn 1, which I'm pretty sure they might do, Spartans is in. And I mean, could potentially get 2 for the price of 1 here for Arguable Wish. So here we go into turn number 1 then. Lenz has got the DRS. Frosty Life is harvesting electrical power unit. He has not got any battery whatsoever as Lenz goes down the inside, lays on the brakes. He's misjudged it. Frosty's then taken the lead, come back on track, and Arguable Wish was there. I don't think he was expecting that. Eyebrows will be raised again at the Haas pit this weekend. But what we need to watch out for is the other Williams coming behind, because the other Williams is catching at a great rate of knots because of how much these guys are battling ahead of him. Capo and Spartans... If Capo can get past Spartans on the straight and get after the top, that will be very much game on for getting loads and loads of points. But Arguable Wish's mediums look to be a bit of a handful in Sector 2 as Lucas is in. So we go to the front arm and they've caught up the 2 seconds. What on earth has happened with the 2 seconds? There were 2 seconds down the road like 2 laps ago, and now all of a sudden they've all caught back up again. They're going to be single file now then. As Cheers gets past Lucas, Frosty Life and Lenz does as well, but here comes again. Frosty Life defends the inside. They're going to look for the switcheroo, the Haas, but they're not going to happen as Arguable Wish is going to look to pounce on this because they're going to go side by side into turn number 3. The 50-metre border once again as Frosty's defending with all of his might. It looks like Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton, but one's in a Sauber and one's in a Haas. It's absolutely brilliant racing. The red flashy light, if you are new to Formula 1 or new to this league or just new to my channel, the red flashy light means harvesting electrical power into their car, and you only get a certain amount you can deploy each lap, and you have a certain amount obviously you can have, so you got to harvest it through the race as well. It's not just you get it the whole race, you've got to harvest it through the race as well. So that's what the red flashy light means. You're harvesting the electrical power unit that you want to charge up for extra power to make an overtake. The only overtake you really got is down towards turn 1. And I think I would wish let Lucas go because he knows that Lucas is not his race today. As Lucas is cutting A. What was that? And here we go. Oh, that was a bit closer. There's contact, massive contact between Frosty and Lenz. They're not giving each other an inch now. I have no idea what Lucas got a 10-second time penalty for. I've got no idea. But Frosty Life is defending. There's been a bit of contact between the Haas. These two are really racing. And I'm sorry to say, Lucas, you may be stuck behind this for another whole lap, mate. Because there's no way these two are letting you through. They're not letting you... Oh, they've gone off! I spoke too soon! There was contact made! Spartans picks up a 3-second time penalty, and I did not see that one coming. Wow! Never mind, I spoke too soon. Lucas will get through. But I've got no idea what happened there with Frosty Life and Lens. They were pushing each other around the track way too hard. As Jupes looks for a move on Frosty Life as he's gone a bit too deep. Later on the brakes, Frosty Life has then got the position as Jupes gone off the track. So Jupe, in his desperation, is going to start sinking in now because he knows he's got to get past these two drivers. Wing damage, I think there was wing damage between the pair of them. But here comes Jupe then. DRS activated. Lens retires in the pits. That is probably not the way you want to be doing it. As the Red Bull of Joe Royal comes out, and that held up by Jupe has cost him to stay ahead of Chrissy Boy, and Chrissy Boy has done everything he possibly needs to stay in front. Now, arguable wish, with the tyre strategy he is on, could end up for a late charge at the end. We will watch that right to the end because I know what he's like. He likes to taste it up at the end. He is not a start or a midway through person. He is the end. He is arguably probably going to be the best off on tyres at the end of this race. He started the race on mediums. He's got another medium. He could potentially go for a hard at the end of the race and power through. But Dasher has put Cheers has done a fantastic job. I'd get out of the way now so Lucas doesn't get the DRS. I've got no idea why Lucas has got 10 seconds time penalty for gaining. I'd have no idea what it was. I'll have to have a look at the end. Dasher sets a 16-1. Jesus! This man is on one mission today. As Fire comes out in front of Lucas, and Lucas has got the move into turn 1. He's going to outbrake himself. No, he doesn't. He stays within track limits once again. So, can Joe Royal get past Cheers straight away? He's going to look for the move into turn 3. He's going to go down the inside. There's a bit of contact made between the Aston Martin. The desperation for Joe Royal will sink in because he needs to get past him as soon as humanly possible. There's going to be side by side at the top of the... I don't think this is going to go well at all. It's not going to go well. As Joe Royal is going to have to stay behind for another lap, and this is going to really hurt Joe Royal's chance here because he needs to stay on the back of Lucas, and Lucas is disappearing off because Cheers cannot stay with Lucas one little bit. There's a little bit of an understeer moment from Cheers there, so we'll see what happens as time penalties can reflect the race winner around here. We've seen it in the past. I think we saw it last season. As Joe Royal is trying every single little trick in the book to get past this Aston Martin as the Aston Martin peels off in the pits. And he will get the DRS, so that is cost him, what, 1.7 seconds. But Martins leads the race by 5 seconds. Followed then by Miguel, then Aviar. Aviar, a person we've not talked about actually. We have not talked about Aviar a lot at all. We said he took a step back from where we was used to seeing him. But has he finally found his groove? Because obviously we saw him at the start of the season. We expected him to be right up there. We expected him to be fighting with the likes of Lucas, with the likes of Jupe and everything else. And then he fell right behind. It was just after Christmas. So hopefully he's now starting to find his groove back again, because the drives he was having was absolute fantastic. And he was putting some serious pressure on. But yeah. Just a person we've not mentioned in a while. But a person we have mentioned multiple times. Cannot keep it on the track. And Jupe has let the Red Bull go through. They're trying to work together here. As Joe Roy is trying to catch Lucas. Lucas is trying to catch Fire. Fire's trying to catch Dasher. Dasher's trying to catch Aviar. Aviar's trying to catch Miguel. But it's all going to come down to tyres at the end of this race. That's what I believe it's going to come down to. Will it be the mediums? Will it be the softs? Or will it even be the hards as the race winner? Who knows with the 2-stop? Anything can happen. I don't know if there's going to be the rain in the last 5 laps or fucking 2 laps. It doesn't look like it. It looks blue skies all round. And it is going to look as blue can get, in my opinion. Looks a very nice sunny day. And Aviar, that was 5.5. He just took a second out of Miguel. Frosty Life picks up himself a 3-second time penalty. Has he still got that front wing damage? Is he still carrying it? I think he is. Yes, he is. So that's going to be a couple of points of downforce lost. As Arguable Wish. This is where it's going to get interesting. Because he is on the hard tyres. Miguel picks himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But like I said, he's on the hard tyres until the end of this race. Who knows where Arguable Wish can finish. But I will mention this now. You got 1 Red Bull attacking, 1 Ferrari defending, and 1 Ferrari attacking, and 1 Red Bull defending. For 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now, and I mean now, what could happen? And I mean, what could happen here? The tyre offset on the Red Bull cars could actually play into the Red Bull's hands. Yes, I understand it's a lap or 2 laps, but that's 3%. Probably around, I don't know if it's 3% a lap on hards around here, I've got no idea. But I hypothetically say 3%. It could mean all the difference between having the tyres in the good window and then, say, having it in the bad section of the tyre to where normally indicates on tyres in this game, you obviously you have your money spent in tyres between, I'd say, 0 to 10, and then that's when the best grip, and then obviously it starts to get worse and worse and worse. So an extra 3% can mean the difference between a little bit better traction out of, say, a high-speed corner and a bit of an understeer or an oversteer moment mid-corner. It could mean the difference between track limits, penalties, and just having overall performance and being able to defend quite easily into corners. As Martins does pit. So where will Martins come out in this then? As Miguel goes round again. Is Miguel looking for the softs now? He's got nothing to lose. As Martins does go mediums. Cheers is on the mediums. Has Frank forgot about doing the 2-stop strategy? By any chance? He's on 18 lap mediums. I need to go into the pit stops and see if everyone did do the 2-stop and everything else. And I mean, it's going to be the most different, well, the difficult, should I say, for drivers with pens, as Chrissy Boy does get himself a 3-second time penalty. But no, I was just saying, obviously, with the likes of penalties, the penalties being so strong around here, and the likes of penalties dictating positions and everything else, could mean the world in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. But, like I said, you've got Miguel and obviously you've got Miguel, Aviar in the pit, so Dasher's going to inherit the leads. But you've got Fire, who is on 2 lap fresher tyres than Dasher. Say 3%, that could mean the difference between an overtake and a not an overtake, in my opinion, round here. it could mean the difference between Dasher sliding around it, because it's so easy to slide around here. I mean, absolutely so easily done. But Martin... What's time penalties like? I have to look at pens. 3, 3, 3. Well, this is interesting then. And I mean really interesting. Because if you ask me, Martin's probably now has the best race tyre. He has the best tyres underneath him. He's now got DRS. 15.6. It's probably my quali time, that is. And Chrissy Boy gets past Dupe. We've not been looking behind as Aviar looks to be putting the pressure on Spartans, as Spartans are going to go down to 10th in the Haas. And that's a nice, neat move for the RB driver. But like I said, Chrissy Boy and Lucas are having a battle to see how many penalties they can get in a single weekend, which is nice to see. But the tyre offset at the front, the mediums and the hards, the penalties at the front, this isn't over for any of the top three. Cheers skips himself a 3-second time penalty, and that's his first 3-second time penalty. If I was Dasher, could I start backing them up? Fire's going to look for a move into someone. He's gaining. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to go down the inside on the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin looks for the switcheroo. It's going to be a nice, good old switcheroo from Dasher. Dasher stays ahead. Dasher's defending. We're staying on board with the Sauber. The Sauber's being very smart here. Very, very smart. Stays behind. Looks for an opening when there is one. As the Dasher is defending with absolutely everything. Yeah, but if I was Dasher, I'd just back them all up. I really would. Thinking of the drivers, thinking of the constructors. Ferrari and Red Bull are right there with Aston Martin. With Lucas 16 seconds, with Chrissy 12 seconds. That'll push them right down the order. The games could come into play. I'm not saying they would, and I'm not saying if, and I'm not saying who. But that'd be what I would be kind of thinking. But obviously Dasher won't know that as he's leading the race. Dasher will only see the fact that he's got himself a 3 seconds. Fire doesn't. Martins has a 3 seconds, and Joe Royal has a 3 seconds. You will see the top four. He won't know for the likes of Lucas and Chrissy behind. But Fire looks for a move again. Stays behind this time. Martins could be able to look on this move because he's got a fantastic drive. Arguable Wish is 12th and another his first 3 seconds. And I was just saying, obviously, of how well, obviously, his race was going as well. When he, obviously, on the tyres he was on with as well, could be a play at the ends. But the time penalty can hurt him, unfortunately. As Martins looks for a desperation move. I wouldn't have gone for that, personally. Stayed behind. And all the time, this is really hurting, I'd say. Joe Royal picks up a 6. I'd say this is really damaging Martin's race. He knows he needs to get past. But it's all down to what they can do at the time. But I just want to go back to the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Capo picks himself with a 3 second time penalty. I just want to go back to this fight here because Chrissy Boy has stayed with Dupe all race. Miguel is there as softs. Interest. Dasher's got. No, fired. Fire's got Dasher. Oh, Lord. Watch this, because Martin's going to look down the inside. At the next turn, that is got that one complete. And now Martins has got Fire to deal with again. But no, I was just mentioning the fact, obviously, the soft tyres for Miguel. Is his race over with the 6 seconds? Quite possibly. Is there going to be another dice in to roll? Who knows? There could be anything happen in this league with 4 laps to go. I said anything. Spartan spins. Got to go now, bro. I'm streaming the race. No problemo, mate. Good luck at Abu Dhabi. Just remember tyres, Blaze. Remember tyres. Just remember, there's no fucking grip whatsoever. There's no grip whatsoever at Abu Dhabi. It's really bad on tyres. I'll tell you what, 16s is crazy. Flank pits himself a 3-second time penalty up. The Alpines are having a scrap at the back. The race could potentially be over now. And I'll tell you why. Martins is on mediums. Come on, Fire. You've got rid of the best of his tyres. Stay with him. That's all Fire's got to do now, is stay within Martins. Probably until the last lap. He is struggling. There's your tyres. Martins is on mediums. Fire, Dasher, Joe Royal, Lucas, Dupe, Chrissy Boy, hards. Miguel, softs. Alviar, mediums. Spartans, hard. Cheers, mediums. And everyone else is on the hards. And I think Frank's forgotten about the 2-stop here. And I think he really has. Because I don't think he's 2-stop yet. I will check that. It's not over yet, Freshie, mate. It is not over yet. The penalties say so. The tyres probably say so. But who knows? There we go. So so everyone here has done a 2-stop minus Frank. Hards are goated here. I know they are. Frank is in the pits. He is doing his 2-stop. He has remembered to do the 2-stop. But lap 34, Fire is now going to get past Martins. As Martins looks for the switcheroo and doesn't get that. But the battery won't be enough for Martins. So, as you can see, Fire's done the 2-stop. Martin's done the 2-stop. Dasher's on 2. Joe Raw's on 2-stop. Lucas is on 2. Dupe's on 2. Chrissy Boy's on 2. Miguel's on 2. Aviar's on 2. Spartan's on 2. Cheers is on 2. Arguable Wish is on 2. Frosty's on 2. Capo's on 2. The other Williams, Nate is on 2. Royal Rumble is on 2. And L Frank is now on 2. And L Frank is now going for the fastest lap. So, as it all stands, the 2-stop has been completed. And I mean, the 2-stop has been completed. For every single driver. So no one needs to worry about the 2-stoppers. Because everyone has done that. It's going to be all down to the final lap of this race. We have got 3.4 miles of racing left at the Hongaro GP, as Fire looks to be defending with all of his might. He's got one more DRS attacking zone to come. Here comes Martins. Here comes Martins. He's going to dive from the inside. Has he got the move? There's contacts! There's big contacts! What on earth? That was big drama on the last lap. Does Martins need to give that position back? Was it a tactical move? Who knows? But I know for one thing, it has spiced up this race. This might not be the provisional order yet, as they're all fighting, they're all going. But on track, Martins will take... No, he won't. Yeah, on track, Martins will take the win. But with penalties, Fire will win. With everybody saying he won't do a thing in the Discords. He has give them all the middle fingers possible. He has come home. He has won the Hungaro GP. What a race for the RB driver. He has proved everyone in the Discord wrong. Martins finishes in second. Dasher finishes in third. Joe Royal finishes in fourth. Duke finishes in fifth. Aviar finishes in sixth. Miguel finishes in seventh. That is so unlucky for Miguel. He drove a fantastic race, put him second, and he's finishing seventh. Lucas, well, yeah, eighth. He did have an 18 seconds of time penalties. Chrissy Boy finished in 9th. Spartans finished in 10th. Cheers finished in 11th. I could wish he didn't have the pace in the end. I thought he would have had a lot more pace than what he's shown towards the end of the race. He did finish P12 from P15, so it looks very, very decent from him. My driver of the day has got to be Fire, because considering the fact everyone doubted him, and I mean everyone doubted him, no, I'm only joking. The thing is, I can give it to Fire because he didn't have any penalties. I can't give someone driver of the day who had penalties, in my opinion. Yeah, my 59p is safe, Fire. Well done, mate. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. I'll tell you what, it seems to be every single time I commentate now, Fire wins. Only one warning all race. That was probably the most entertaining Grand Prix of the Hungaroring in a while. And I will also... You know what? I will have to give Driver of the Day to Fire. He did win the race, but he kept his nose clean. It wasn't a race. It was very hard from the get-go with pace, but he kept there. And that, yeah, my driver of the day goes to Fire. Martins finishes in second. We'll export the results. And you know what? What we'll do? We'll just... Oh, no, we can't. I didn't get it in the end. But yeah, everyone did do the two-stop. We got nothing to worry about. But what a race. And I mean, what a race. It was... I've quite enjoyed that tonight. I'm not going to lie. But that has also spiced up the drivers and the constructors battle as well. And I mean, it has as well. But on to next week. Where are we next week in terms of... Hold on, Discord. Where are we next week? Where are we next week? Where are we next week? I'm trying to find the calendar. Oh, there we go. Right, we are at Abu Dhabi next week. for another mandatory 2-stop. And then Singapore with a mandatory 2-stop. And then Jeddah, that's normal. Suzuka, normal. Then round 10, Portimao would be another 2-stop. So, thank you very much for everything this week of Virtual Formula League. It has been an honour and a pleasure, as always, to commentate in this league. It's been a pleasure as always, and we will go raid. We will go raid, and quite funny enough, we've got one man who is an absolute noob at league racing, and he is at next week's track. He did pop in earlier. Your local Tippy, or Leslie KBN as his Twitch name, but your local Tippy is streaming. He is on his way in qualifying. And we'll go over raid of the 10. Thank you very much all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Thank you very much. Peace.